Dr. Wolf here. This is episode 2. The video quality sucks, but the advice is sage.
It's Dr. Wolf. I have my assistants Amira and Gracie, and today we're going to talk about something that's very, very heavy, which is when to consider saying goodbye. I've done another video on aging, and I want to make it absolutely clear that age is not a disease. That is not a reason to euthanize an animal. It is important to take into consideration the owners, their lifestyle, their ability to move around, to eat, to cognitively bond with you. There are all kinds of parameters that one needs to consider before making a decision like this. So in this case, if I were to evaluate Gracie, who is a 12-and-a-half-year-old Dane, she is a grandmother extraordinaire. She would be coming to me and the owner might be concerned, how do I know when it's time? How am I supposed to make a decision like that? It's painful, it's permanent, it's impossible. But we ask you to do it anyway because we're trying to advocate for these animals and do the right thing. Our goal as a veterinarian is to help guide you in when to say when and when to let them go. So as I'm looking at Gracie, I see a very old dog. She's really quite of a slight body condition. She is not anorexic. She is just the lower end of the body condition, which is another video. And her specific problem is mobility. And so she has weakening of the muscles in the back. She is dragging her back legs. So the toenails are very, very short on this side. And she's weak, so when she tries to turn, she may lose her back end and end up on the floor. So in her case, she does not appear to be in any acute pain. In her case, it might be more, I'm sorry, I'm tickling your toes. It might be more of a nerve conduction problem. So as her brain says, okay, hind end, you got to do something, that fiber optic highway might have holes in it, sort of like Swiss cheese, and then the conduction doesn't go down. So now the animal cannot stand up and they stand forward on their knuckles like this, and they absolutely cannot get up on their own and they need some help. That particular condition is non-painful. And it's important that we not judge somebody who has a dog that might have that particular mobility problem for somehow torturing their dog, or they're not thinking clearly, or, passing judgment. That decision is between the veterinarian and the owner. All right, so back to Gracie as we discuss whether or not we should recommend a quality of life check. For her, every 6 months, she needs a quality of life check. She was just at the veterinarian today, and she got her shot of pain management, which is that shot that I talked about that helps the immune system take care of pain. And she's probably at her worst point right now because that shot wore off. And so when I came into her house, she slipped in the back end and fell down, but she's easily righted again because she's not that heavy and because her dad is strong. So in her case, her quality of life is still continuously here. Options for her would be, one day putting her in a cart, but she's an awfully big dog. But in the meantime, putting a harness on her that has basically a handle at the front and a handle at the back is a really good way to help her out and about. She is able to stand up on her own. She just trips and falls, actually kind of like I do. Right now, I see a dog that is interested in even this total stranger that came in her home. She's taking treats from me. She's still eating okay. She was at the door to greet us. These are big things that show me that she is still interested in what's going on in the world. So I don't think that, depending on how she does with that Librella and how long she continues to do with that Librella, that she doesn't really need to go anywhere quite yet. And a lot of us will say your dog will tell you. That's actually a thing for many people and for many dogs, but not all dogs and not all people. Sometimes somebody has to step in and say it's time to let go. And the people that do that, they love you and your pet as much as it sucks to hear. So I'm going to put a link for a website that even has a quality of life screening or assessment that you can do at home with your own pet to answer some questions to help give you some guidance on when it's time to go to the vet and talk about euthanasia. Don't forget that if you do have to let one of your loved ones go, that sometimes there are veterinarians that are mobile. They will come into your home and do it on the couch where everybody feels safe. So that's also an option. Thanks for visiting with me on such a hard topic. I really appreciate it.